Welcome back to SBR Forum Videos. Who will be the first coach fired in the 2015 season? We've seen some coaches go here in the middle of the season before, but who will be the first here? And Ladbrokes has some NFL odds looking at just that, and you can wager on whether or not you think your coach will be the first one fired here in the 2015 season. But I've chosen a few here that I think could have pretty good odds of getting fired mid-season. We'll start it off with the favorite here, which I completely agree with, is Jay Gruden of the Washington Redskins. Of course, a disappointing year last year in the 4-12 year that they had. He was supposed to come in and turn things right around from the down year that Mike Shanahan had in 2013, but it did not happen. Robert Griffin III was once again a huge disappointment, and this is, of course, a make-or-break year. And as we know, Dan Snyder's patience level is probably not very high with this team or with Jay Gruden overall. It could be very well related to whether or not he turns around Robert Griffin III and this offense here in 2015. I think he can, but for a coach's job to rely on whether or not Robert Griffin III has a pretty good season, at plus 162, he might be a pretty solid bet here to be the first coach fired here through the first 5, 6, 7 weeks of the season. So stay tuned on that one. But Jay Gruden, I completely agree with Ladbrokes here. Definitely the favorite. Coming in next here is the second favorite, Mike Pettin. This Cleveland Browns, of course, comes in at plus 450 or 4.5 to 1 to be the first coach fired this season. We've mentioned this before, but of course the Browns have no problem firing a coach midseason. It happened to Chudzinski in 2013. It's happened before with the Browns in the last 14, 15 years, but they were 7-9 last year, which a pretty solid record if you think about the Cleveland Browns. However, they did lose their last 5 games in a row after their quarterback situation went downhill. And if that situation doesn't resolve itself and they start out slow in 2015, which is absolutely a possibility taking a look at their schedule, with 6 of their first 10 games being on the road and 3 of those 6 road games being against all 3 of their divisional foes, this could absolutely be the first coach fired here. Plus 450, pretty solid value for that as well. Now next, of course, is Jim Tomsula of the 49ers, a first-year head coach here for San Francisco, a questionable hire to begin with. Of course, a lot of us really questioning that hire as we went into January of this year. But I think really what's going on with this 49ers team, if they think they've made a mistake here and the 49ers start out slow, maybe 3-6 or worse, I think Tomsula could absolutely be the first coach fired. And at 16 to 1, the value is absolutely there to bet on the 49ers dismissing their head coach in the early parts of the season. And finally, another guy coming in at 16 to 1 is Joe Philbin of the Miami Dolphins. This guy is really going to have a make or break year here. This is his 4th year in Miami. He's never been better than 8-8. And even though his quarterback is comparable to Jay Gruden, had a much better year last year, Ryan Tannehill absolutely was progressing last year. If he doesn't get this team into the playoffs, I think Joe Philbin could be bye. And if he starts out slow, if you see this team really start to regress from last year, if you see them maybe start 2-4 or something like that, this team could easily dismiss Joe Philbin before their bye week. And I think that it's 16 to 1, absolutely a pretty good value here, just like Tomsula. Maybe Tomsula just a slightly better bet at the same odds, but Philbin is definitely one of the coaches on the hot seat this season. But that'll do it for me this time. Make sure you check out some of our other divisional previews at the AFC this week. But until next time, I'm Jordan Sharp.